Hey guys, thank you for watching the Slat Rock channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon to get notified every time we post a new video. And if you've already done so, just make sure that it's still active. 5 things WWE suddenly told us at SummerSlam 2020. Number 5. The WWE title match finish didn't live up to expectations. In the weeks leading to SummerSlam 2020, Randy Orton said he has no chemistry with Bray Wyatt, but that's certainly not the case with Drew McIntyre. Together, Orton and Drew told an impressive story, and even made nods to their past interactions, such as the Figure 4 leg lock being used as a nod to Ric Flair, who was taken out by Orton earlier in the feud. With so much good stuff happening with the match, it's a shame that the ending left a lot to be desired, as despite rumors persisting for weeks and even months of an Orton victory, McIntyre retained. Though we're still happy to see the Scottish superstar retain his gold, Orton had all the momentum in the world going into SummerSlam, and now it feels that some of that momentum has been let out of the proverbial balloon. We'll have to see where things go from here, as a rematch between the two is likely, and there's always the possibility of Edge being involved in the title picture upon his return to WWE from his recent triceps injury. There's even been rumors that Edge will be returning and winning the WWE Championship, presumably from Orton, possibly at WrestleMania 37, with the plan being for McIntyre to win the gold back down the line to give him an actual title win in front of a live crowd. This all hinges on Orton winning the WWE Championship at some point down the line, which means another title match between the Legend Killer and the Scotsman will probably be happening down the line. On a show that had plenty of huge matches and crazy moments, the simple good versus bad singles formula of McIntyre versus Orton was a breath of fresh air in the Thunderdome. But as good as the match was, we can't help but think some fans will remember it for the underwhelming backslide pin. Number 4. Sonya Deville and Renee Young leaving leaves a lot of questions unanswered. Even before Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose locked up in the ring, their story had been one of the most interesting at SummerSlam. Initially, the match was going to be hair versus hair, which then had the no disqualification stipulation added, though by the time we arrived at the biggest party of the summer, it was a loser leaves WWE match, though with their hair intact. Whatever plans WWE may have had, though, went out the window when Deville's home was broken into recently, with an attempted kidnapping obviously rocking the former MMA fighter. It's entirely possible that this home invasion was the reason the match was changed to loser leaves WWE, as now that she's gone, Deville will have time to pursue legal action as well as have some much-deserved time off. If so, it's a shame that Deville's career has ended, or at least been put on hold, because of this, as the MMA fighter has really found her momentum lately, and to many is better than Rose despite the Golden Goddess's victory. Whilst we speculate that Deville's departure is to give her time off to deal with the issues outside of the ring, we can't count out that this could really be the end of her in WWE, and that we may not see her again. If that's the case, then her final match with Rose certainly wasn't intense enough to warrant the no DQ stipulation, as despite their feud starting before WrestleMania, it never seemed like the two real-life friends wanted to rip each other apart. Renee Young also said goodbye at SummerSlam, and though there's rumors that she'll inevitably join AEW, nothing is known for certain, especially with other ventures such as her cookbook taking up Renee's time. In short, this year's SummerSlam gave fans a lot more questions than answers about both women, and hopefully fans will get the answers to those questions soon. Number 3. Roman Reigns is, and always will be, a top WWE star. When fans saw Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre not main event SummerSlam, it's safe to say many were perplexed. After all, Raw is still considered by WWE's terms the A show, so to have the biggest party of the summer end with SmackDown's Universal title match was a decision fans didn't see coming. It probably didn't help matters that The Fiend and Braun Strowman's feud has left fans underwhelmed as they seem to lack chemistry, but this match was by far their best. It was what happened after the bell, though, that explained why the match main evented, and that reason is Roman Reigns. Returning to WWE for the first time since before WrestleMania, Reigns not only made his intentions to be Universal Champion clear again, but he also attacked both Wyatt and Strowman, showing more of a tweener side to him rather than his usual flat-out babyface persona. The fact that WWE saved the main event of SummerSlam, their second biggest show of the year, to showcase one star proves that Reigns, even without a title and without being on TV for 5 months, will always be considered one of, if not the, top star of WWE. Whilst fans seeing Reigns was huge, what fans didn't see was also big, as there was no appearance from Retribution, who attacked Strowman on SmackDown, or any sight of Alexa Bliss, who's also been a part of the Wyatt-Strowman feud. Having neither appear simply felt like a lost opportunity from a storytelling perspective, especially as the company continues to showcase Retribution as this anarchist group who just so happened to take the night off for the biggest party of the summer. It'll be interesting to see where the company goes from here, as fans are already predicting a Universal title match at Payback, which could see Wyatt defend against Roman, or a triple threat match with Wyatt, Reigns, and Strowman. 2. Asuka's night was big, but not as big as the Golden Role Models. Of all the superstars who appeared at SummerSlam, Asuka had the busiest night of them all. As #1 contender for both the Raw and SmackDown women's titles, the Empress opened up the show by coming up short against Bayley, only to rebound later on and defeat Sasha Banks to claim her second Raw women's title. Though this victory for Asuka is huge, it's arguable that the new Raw Women's Champion was just a third wheel in the story of the Golden Role Models. As expected, Banks helped Bayley retain her SmackDown Women's title in the show's opener, but when the Boss was in her match, Bayley avoided any trouble, resulting in Banks' loss. A moment of tension and Bayley looking especially guilty was caught on camera, as the company are continuing to tease the inevitable breakup of the reigning WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. It's already been announced that the Tag Champions will defend their titles this Sunday at Payback, and it's entirely possible that the building tension between the two will cost them the gold, and lead to their feud beginning in full. With that in mind, it's concerning that Asuka, one of the company's most popular stars, is essentially an afterthought, and aside from some mentions of Kairi Sane on commentary, the Empress of Tomorrow could have been replaced by anyone, as the story wasn't about her or her title victory. Instead, the company have shown that their focus remains with the Golden Role Models, who have admittedly been entertaining on whatever show they appear on, and whilst this Sunday's pay-per-view may indeed mark the end of their reign as WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, we've got no reason to believe that the company won't continue to focus on the Golden Role Models, with or without championship gold. 1. Dominic Mysterio has a bright future ahead of him. Arguably WWE's most highly anticipated debut in years, Dominic Mysterio had a lot to live up to at SummerSlam and rose to the occasion. Unquestionably the match of the night, everyone in the match played their part to perfection, from Ray, Rollins, and Murphy, all seasoned veterans on camera, to Dominic's mother Angie, who also appeared on the pay-per-view. Of course, the star of the show was Dominic, who hit every note to perfection from a storytelling perspective, as well as being athletic enough to hang with the talented Monday Night Messiah. Dominic's storytelling was on point, as was the influence from both his father and the late Eddie Guerrero, and after plenty of weeks of doubters, Dominic proved that he belongs in a WWE ring. With that in mind, a hero is only as good as their villain, and the Monday Night Messiah did a great job brutalizing Dominic to garner sympathy. With Ray helplessly handcuffed, Rollins finished off Dominic to get the win, and we're not quite sure where the storyline will go from here. With Murphy by his side, it's possible a tag team match pitting father and son against Rollins and his disciple could happen before Dominic sets out to form his own career separate from his legendary father. Championship gold, either tag team or singles titles, could also be in Dominic's future, provided that the momentum he gained from this match at the biggest party of the summer continues. Our only worry is that WWE may drop the ball with Dominic, as they've done in the past with so many talented superstars, but hopefully Dominic's family name will make sure that the company remain focused on giving the talented youngster a captivating story, as he's proven he can live up to expectations. Whilst Dominic may have lost the street fight to Rollins at SummerSlam, he won the support of millions of fans around the world, and that's something that the 23-year-old will carry with him throughout what we expect to be a long and successful WWE career. Please also check out our top 10 video, 10 Shocking WWE Surprises Planned for 2020. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel and turn on all notifications so that you don't miss out on any updates we post on our channel.